Marjorie, please, from the Victoria Neighbourhood Association. Welcome.
I will walk slowly so the time doesn't start.
Right.
Is this mouse driven?
You're
For the PowerPoint?
asking me.
Is it mouse driven?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. I had trouble one time I was here, it didn't drive.
We won't start the clock until you're ready to go.
Well, thank you. Let me just check it. Okay, I'm going to quickly go through the first few slides because they are just background. So this is where we are. That is who we are. That is just for information. Some of these people you would have heard from. We are often the ones representing that bigger group, the actual committee. And this is how we consulted for this particular submission, given that we are a tiny bit overwhelmed at the moment, and I'm sure that you know everything that's on our and your plates. So if I can pause on this one, we have added one submission point. I do have some copies if you need them. For something that has just happened, and we were able to consult with 20 members in a short period of time, and there was unanimous agreement, support for Councillor Johansson's wait-and-see approach for Litchfield Street. Several people suggested that if there is an extra $1.2 million hanging around, we would like it to go toward the shuttle, which is one of V&A's main priorities, which will come up in a moment. I'm not going to bother going back. The first point that was there, where am I? Oh, submission point one. Well, anyway, we support improved public transport rather than expanding roads. Most, but not everybody, supports the completion of cycleways. But as I mentioned before, the highest priority is the reinstatement of the shuttle, which comes up even when we're not consulting on transport. And many say it's a no-brainer and they can't understand the continual delays. I know that I skipped, I don't know what's happened here, but I skipped that submission one, which was climate change, wasn't it? Perhaps you can just pick up on that. The summary of those points were in the written submission, and the main message was wanting even firmer decisions and fewer delays. So I'm now up to differential rates. Great support for that, for the reasons that you gave in your report, in your consultation document. We supported the differential rates for vacant land when it first came up last year, but wanted it expanded to include the entire residential Central City area as well, and to cover derelict buildings. And many people also wanted the amount increased to act as a deterrent. The general feeling is enough time has passed, and to have some of the derelict and empty sections that are not being maintained at all, even in a residential neighborhood like ours, let's get cracking. That was sort of the message I was given. We support council's efforts to try and stop, and I realize this is an ECAN issue as well, reducing water bottling consents, and we would support any efforts within your remit to protect wetlands and biodiversity. We presented to ECAN on that yesterday, incidentally. Staffing, we do not support staff reductions or delays in filling vacancies. We do realize that a outfit this large, probably like any, does have surplus someplace, but you have done many calls many times. Our feeling is that the staff that we rely on are overstretched. We wouldn't want them to be stretched any further by taking on other jobs if vacancies aren't filled. And I have been asked to emphasize that residents rely on staff to interpret some of these things that lay people have a horrible time interpreting, to come and meet face to face, but more importantly, especially in an area where we live, where so many things that happen in the central city have a direct impact as well, to monitor what decisions are then made and do something about it when that monitoring shows that there are non-compliances and they're not keeping up. So that was the message I was asked to give, and I thank you for the opportunity. Kia ora.
Thank you very much for coming in. Brilliant. Spot on timing.